Yo, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Lake here representing Team JVS. I'm about to go through this DC FanDome schedule because if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss out on something. One of the things that, in my experience from going to cons, whether it be New York Comic Con, whether it be San Diego Comic Con, whether it be a small Comic Con convention, or whether it be an event, especially in doing press, is making sure your schedule doesn't overlap with other things that you really want. So it's kind of like, you know what you want and it's there, but you have to make sure it's refined so that you can accommodate where you're going to go. Now, normally it's kind of like it's manpower. Like you literally can't physically be at one place at more than once. You know, they don't have like, you know, encores of different stuff when you're actually on the floor. The thing about this DC FanDome, this lasts for 24 hours, but it starts at 1 o'clock, well, Eastern Standard Time. But then they go and they redo it and they'll have it again for the next 8 hours. But it's not as conventional or streamlined as you think. But we're going to go through some of the stuff that I've kind of put on my schedule, and hopefully this will help you do a little bit for yourself. So on mine, as you can see, the first thing I've got, well, actually, no, let's break it down first before we even go there. So the top left, you got Hall of Heroes. Next, you got Watchverse, Kidsverse, Uverse, which is more like, you know, fan base. Funverse, which is like kind of creative kind of stuff, which is really cool. And then Insiderverse, which is really just kind of insider behind the scenes stuff that some of it is some cool gems. But the two big ones that you want to make sure you pay attention to is the Hall of Heroes and the Watchverse. Now, do I think somebody's going to try to pre-record some of this? Most likely. You know, people ratchet like that. But if you really want to know and want to see it as though you're right there and experience, this is your best opportunity to have that Comic-Con experience. So that's the reason why I'm kind of working this through with you guys. And then I'll show you kind of what I did for my schedule, and you'll kind of see some of the overlaps that might be a problem in the long term of all this. So off the gate, first opening up is Wonder Woman 1984 panel. You don't want to miss it. I mean, it even shows right here for that Gal Gadot's going to be there. The whole entire cast is going to be there, and that's going to be lasting 25 minutes. Now, one big thing is when I first looked and I was looking at the Snyder Cut panel, I was kind of like, dang, it's that small, that short? Because normally I'm used to like, oh, okay, the panel's like lasting this long, but they all have their refined amount of time unless they're a screener. Now, what I mean by screener is that you get to actually see a show or a movie or whatever, and there are some in this, which is very exciting. Anyway, next thing you got is the Warner Brothers Games Montreal announcement. I think just because they got Boss Logic involved in this, that this is going to be the Injustice 3. It could be, you know, Batman Court of Owls. I don't know. But the fact that Rocksteady is already doing the Suicide Squad going against the Justice League, then Batman's already going to be in that. You know what I'm saying? So I personally think that this is going to be Injustice 3. Going down the line, you got Sandman Universe. With that Neil Gaiman, I think that was one. If you actually listen to the audiobook, I think that's a good one to actually go to. This is one that it's not, to me, it's not publicized like it should. But it says, introducing the Flash panel. Go to it. Read it, what it says. The one-on-one style conversation of the Flash filmmakers, Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti, and Star Ezra Miller, as well as screenwriter Christina Hudson. This is very important. It's only 10 minutes, but I'm willing to bet they're going to at least explain who the cast is going to be, which this might be the opportunity of Michael Keaton and anybody else that's in this time travel-esque universe. Heck, they might even have Grant Gustin up there. Who knows? But this is that moment. You don't want to miss this one. Even though it's 10 minutes, trust me, it'll be worth your time. Next one is going to be the Suicide Squad panel, which they've already showed that most of the members of the Suicide Squad are probably going to be within their refined space. Think of it like the way that Comic-Con did for the New Mutants. It'll probably be the same thing for this. And this is a whole 30 minutes, which is one of the longer ones, which means they're going to have a trailer. So that's going to be really important. Next is kind of like females of color within the DC Universe, really important. Legacy of the Bat. Chris Daughtry's performance. A lot of people don't know who Chris Daughtry is. You should know. He's a Grammy nominee musical artist. He's going to have his own kind of performance doing something. Performing Waiting for Superman. I have my theories about that. We'll go into that in a little bit. Next is the Joker putting on a happy face. I don't know what that's going to be or who's going to be in it, but that might be pretty interesting. It's only like 5 minutes, though. It's going to be kind of interviews. Jim Lee himself, shout out to this man, because part of the reason why the DC universe, the HBO universe, the anime stuff is working the way it is because this man really loves the craft. He really refinedly loves it. And of course, he's a skilled artist, but he is taking his skill and embrace the love of trying to mold it into something that's going to be very beautiful, in my personal opinion. Now, next, 5 o'clock, you got a DC Comics panel. 20 minutes, surprise. I have no idea what that means. It says surprise DC Comics. That leads me to believe it's not like an actual show or movie, but I don't really know, so I had to check it. Got the voices behind the couch, really dope. The moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. 5:45, 25 minutes. I'm willing to bet. It already says Zack Snyder fields questions of fans and a few surprise guests as he discusses and his eagerly awaited upcoming cut of 2017 Justice League. Just when it's got like surprise guests, I'm left to believe personally that that's going to be for sure at least Ray Fisher, Jason Momoa, and I think Henry Cavill. I think it's almost a guarantee. That reason why I say that, because they are really big influencers with this. Honestly, they might bring the whole Justice League, but I don't really know. If Ben shows up, Brett, I would lose it. I would straight up lose it. But let's continue to move on. I don't want to get anybody too agitated, because some of you guys, never mind. Next is the Black Adam panel. This is only 15 minutes from what Zach's thing is going to be 25, partly because they don't have any footage to actually really show. But I think that they're going to announce the casting. I think they're going to announce who's going to be Hawkman and also what this is going to look like. So I think that's going to be really interesting. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, of course, is going to be there, so that's really dope. I think they're going to first show the very first look of what he's going to actually look like. Then you got this to be announced. And this is why I said I'm confused, because this says to be announced. It doesn't got anything or information about it. But then this top one says surprise DC panel. What the heck does that mean, fam? So I don't know. I'm confused with that. The Aquaman panel has got director James Wan, and of course your boy Patrick Wilson plays the role of King Orm. I think that they're going to reveal some interesting Easter eggs about the second Aquaman. They've got some plans. And you're not going to have an Aquaman panel without Jason Momoa, man. Come on, bro. I don't care what his shooting schedule is. Like, that's not going to happen. He's going to be there. Next is got asking Harley Quinn. I think that's going to be nudging for a third season. So that's a given. Wonder Woman, 80th. Then you got Tomorrow Superheroes with Jim Lee. It's going to be really exciting. Shazam panel. I think Zachary Levi is going to be there, as well as the director. And this is one funny thing about this. While commenting on everything from panels to other Zach's cut, and even having a few surprise guests drop in. So maybe Mark Strong's going to show up. Who knows, bro? Like, I think anything goes at this point for this. This one has just got the cast. Now, this is the one that you cannot miss, because they're going to at least show a trailer. I doubt they got any gameplay or anything like that. If they did, I'd be surprised. But the fact is, this is a 20-minute. I don't know. I really don't know. But, I mean, I wouldn't sit there and use that time personally to have all the voice actors up there. Like, go for the jugular. Give us what the story is about and show us what is going to be going down. Next, probably the biggest, because nobody's seen any footage other than like a small glimpse of what this man's going to look like. I'm almost willing to bet Matt Reeves is not going to be there by himself. I think Rob Pattinson is going to be there, and I think Zoe Kravitz is going to be there. And I think you're going to first see what their costumes are going to look like. And I think that it would be very fascinating if they had the whole entire cast there. But if anything, I think they're going to show like a clip or some kind of trailer with the members of the cast in it. So that's a whole 30 minutes. That's one of the longer ones, just like Wonder Woman 1984. So everything preceding this point is all encores. But as you can tell, they all have different time zones. So after the Batman one, this is where it starts to go into the encores. So the reason why I think they did this, and it's very confusing, very, like, don't even get me started. I was sitting there trying to refine it in my own head. But immediately after the Batman panel, that's when they start to go into the encore. So all the way down. Now, this is the weird thing. Beyond Batman, I didn't even see this one as an option. I didn't see this. When we went through the list, I did not see that. So I'm going to add that. But I don't know what, that's not Batman Beyond, it's just Beyond the Batman. But I didn't see that in the refined list from the original ones that we saw. So that's really confusing. So everything that you didn't get to see early in the morning, you have an opportunity to be able to see again, for the most part, when it comes to the Hall of Heroes. Now, this is the thing. This is only the Hall of Heroes. So even that not to be announced one is going to be there. But these are all different refined times. And look at the bleed over. This is 4:30 a.m., bro. Who gonna do that? Fam, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna cover it as best I can. I've talked to my wife about it. We're gonna make it work, but it's not gonna be easy at all. And I don't even understand this because you see, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, right? At 12 p.m. noon on Sunday. Watch this. Let me go back up because I think that look. Encore. So why do they got that twice when not other stuff? So I don't understand the way they did that, but it breaks down to this. And this is why I've said all the Hall of Heroes is centered around the movies and some big comic news and games. No TV shows are in here. So much like when you're at Comic-Con, Hall H is for the movies and the big spectacle events and maybe some big TV shows. Ballroom 20 is for the TV shows. So think about it like that, okay? So now let's go over here to the Watchverse. This is where things get very complicated. You got immediately off rip the Flash, right? So now we just talked about this. The very first thing in the morning at 1 o'clock for me is Wonder Woman 1984. So off gate, you're so like, oh, I'm gonna click this. But if you don't go back and look like, oh, wait, where's that encore at? So you gotta make sure you go and check through the encores. I'm gonna speed through this just because of time. I gotta take care of my son a little bit. But the ones that I was like really excited about, of course, is Black Lightning panel. Of course, the next season is gonna be really dope. Pennyworth, they got a second season, so that's gonna be really refiningly interesting to see where they're gonna go with it. DC's Legend Tomorrow, definitely. This one was one that I thought was really fascinating. An expansion on DC's Watchmen Universe panel. What does that mean? It's got with the Tom King. But the weird thing is, I thought it wasn't just Tom King, but Jeff Johns made the whatchamacallit when Doomsday Clock. So I'm surprised that he was not a part of that. Anyway, Doom Patrol is getting a third season. It's already a given, bro. Like Doom Patrol is the epicness. Static Shock episode screening, definitely want to check that out. And you guys that love gaming. Now, this is where you get interesting. This is where it gets very interesting. And this is where the time sensitivity aspect of this, you gotta be careful. You gotta be really careful because if you look here, the Deathstroke Knights and Dragons screening, if you don't already own the movie's already out digitally anyway. You can screen it right here at 5 o'clock. The movie itself lasts 90 minutes, okay? But this directly interferes with stuff that's on the Hall of Heroes. So if you really want to check this out, because after the screening, I want to say go a little bit further down, they have their own panel at 6:30, which is it's weird, but that's what they're gonna do. And I don't know why they're doing it like that. Because if you look on the Watchverse, they have different hallways for where the Watchverse actually takes place. So those are going to be refinedly different. But the thing about the Deathstroke one is it doesn't have an encore. If you go scroll all the way down, there is no Deathstroke panel or screening that has an encore. So be very cautious about that. If you miss it, you're going to miss it if it's important to you. Superman and Lois panel, definitely. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. I think this was the one that's going to be very interesting for me. The Watchmen Unmasked. I gotta check this out. Just the fact of Damon going and breaking that down. I'm so excited to see what he's going to actually do with it. What else? There's something else. So this is where you start going into the encores, but pay close attention. Okay, 7:15, right? And this is where this thing gets so weird and stupid to me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna even take myself out of this so you guys can see this carefully. Right here, you got the Superman Man of Tomorrow world premiere. This is the first time it's going to be even shown, because on the 23rd, the day after, is when it actually released digitally, but not physically. So you get to see the whole entire movie at 7:15. Okay, but during the same time, they've got overlap with some of the encores are already starting, which doesn't make any sense because right after that is the Lucifer panel. But with this, it also has bleed over, even in the Watchverse, because right here you see the panel. So you're gonna, no matter what, if you're not careful what you really are looking at and looking for, you're gonna miss the Titans panel. Now, this is the thing: the Titans panel and the Superman Man of Tomorrow panel do have encores, so you don't have to worry about that. You just have to be very specific a way you're gonna orchestrate your viewing experience, which is weird for me because normally I schedule what I need to schedule so I don't overlap, so I can get to what I need to get to. Instead, I'm kind of running normally. With this, I don't gotta run, but if I'm not careful, I still might miss something. So I'm just letting you guys know, be very mindful and be very careful, because if you don't be careful, you're gonna miss it. Don't want to miss the Young Justice. I'm pretty sure they're gonna announce the next season for that. I'm pretty sure Young Justice is probably going to go over to HBO Max eventually. The Stargirl, oh, I need to actually add that. Stargirl is going to be going. I'm thinking they're going to announce season 2. I don't know what more they're going to say. For 35 minutes, it doesn't make sense to me. What they're going to, I don't know what they're going to add to that. Because they don't, unless they've shot the second season or parts of the second season already, I don't know what they're going to add to that. Matter of fact, let me look and see. How long is the Titans one? Titans is 30 minutes too. Have they shot footage? I don't know. I'm just spitballing at this point. Inside Injustice, I think that's gonna be very fascinating, because I think, again, this is gonna go inside with that announcement. I think that's gonna be coming. Then you got the Batgirl panel, which this is gonna have the brand new Batgirl. You don't want to miss that one. I think that's gonna be very interesting to see what they're gonna do with it. And then last but not least are these last two, which is the DC Showcase collection, which is going to be, the Death in the Family, but it's going to be some added other stuff that it's going to be lasting 30 minutes. So they're not going to show Death in the Family, I don't think. But they are going to kind of wheel over what they're trying to do with the selling of that. I was iffy on that anyway. And then you got the Harley Quinn panel, which I'm pretty sure that's going to be dope because they're going to go into next season. So I just don't know how much of the animated stuff they've already got, and I don't know how much of the TV stuff they've already shot. It doesn't make sense to me because, from my understanding with Anna DeWeep, she had already said, I thought that they hadn't even started shooting the 3rd season yet, that they were going to be doing that next month. So I don't know. And then you got the Joker War. Voices of Wonder Woman. This is overlap. That's an encore. The rest of this is, you got to be careful because some of it looks like it's all encore, but it's not. So just be cognizant of what you're seeing, because this Batman 3 Jokers, I missed this because me personally, I'm just not clicking it now because I didn't see it the first time, and it's not on Saturday. It's only on Sunday. So I don't know. And that's why they said this is going to be taking 24 hours. They did say that, but the way that they're doing this, it doesn't feel like it's just 24 hours. This is going to be interesting. DC Down Under, this is Jack Courtney and Margaret Robbie. And you got Boss Logic, Tom Taylor, a couple different other, Brenton Toits. So that's going to be really cool. I might actually check that out. I might add that. Well, actually, no, I don't want to be able to do that because that's going to be bleed over for the Flash because I can't see the Flash. Anyway, all I'm saying is be very careful because now let's do this. And I haven't even gone over all the different stuff for the kids. I think that's going to be really cool. But I'm just letting you guys know so you can know how to be careful to navigate this. As you can look at my schedule, right? I've already got 3 different layovers or bleed overs. Just off rip. So I'm gonna have to refine this list. But what I did start doing is, as you can tell, I have a lot of things that are on course, so I can be able to make sure I can navigate this without it being a big problem later on down the line. So again, hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of insight. I think personally that the DC FanDome is going to be a dope experience. I think it's going to be one of the best they've done. I think it's probably going to be the best Comic-Con experience that we got as far as content, as far as excitement, as far as news. And you don't want to miss this day or the Sunday. You just got to open up your Saturday and Sunday, okay? I'll talk to you guys a bit later on. I got to go. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't going to stop. And y'all have a blessing. Peace, guys.